So we are finally here, part 3 of my birth story, and it is the actual birth part. And Wesley is gonna be here. And I left you on a cliffhanger again last time. I know. And I think I just left it right at, I was like literally about to give birth. I had had one final strong contraction and was trying to make it to the birth pool because I knew she was coming soon. And my birth plan was to give birth in the birth pool. So I got not even halfway there, a quarter of the way from the bathroom. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch part 1 and 2 of my birth story. I will link them in the corner. And if you know where I'm at, I was in the toilet, or yeah, I was not in the toilet, I was in the bathroom on the toilet. I felt like she was coming soon, and so I got up to go to my living room where my birth pool was. And so I got a third of the way there and was like, I can't do it, I can't walk anymore, my contractions are too strong, I need to go back to the toilet, just like retreat. So I retreated back to the toilet, and my doula told me that maybe I could sit backwards on the toilet. So I would put my arms up on the back of the toilet, and like so my face is like towards the wall, my back is to Nate, my husband, and my doula. And so I was in that position for a little bit. I had maybe like 4 or 5 contractions there. Again, I have no concept of time. I don't know how long it was, but yeah, my best guess is like 4 or 5 contractions. And I like jump right in. I don't, most like videos have like a long intro, but I just wanted to get right into the story, so it probably feels kind of abrupt, but yeah, so I am, you know, on the toilet having contractions, and all of a sudden just like I feel all like, I don't know, not like this opening, I think it's like what people would call the ring of fire, but it starts to like kind of get like that, where it's just like I can really feel like this just like strong like pressing, pushing down. And like I mentioned in my past video, part 2, I did feel that like change, but that was transition, and this was just like a lot more like intense and like a little bit like of a burning feeling, like nothing crazy, not like horrible burning, but just like, again, this is like a different sensation than I've been feeling before. I guess that's just like the best way to describe almost all of it, is just like the feelings changed from one part of labor to the next. I wouldn't say any, like, I mean, they get like harder and labor gets more intense as you go on, but I would just like say overall like the feelings just change from step to step. And so this feeling was more just like something is coming, and my midwife said it kind of feels like you need to poop, and it was kind of like that. I was just like, don't poop, which thankfully I did not. I mean, I was on the toilet, so like of all places to have like that happen, and it's totally normal, so if you did during childbirth, like who cares? I was like mentally prepared to be like, I don't care. They even make you get like a little like net, so like for the pool you can like scoop it up and get rid of it. TMI, but that is real life birth, so I thought I would include that fun fact. But yeah, I was on the toilet. I totally could have went, but I didn't. And so, but it was that same kind of feeling, just like this extreme pressure down there, and you can't even really tell like, you know, what side is the pressure coming from. It's just felt very similar to I have to poop, but like in an intense, painful way. And so I felt that feeling, and I was like, I think she's coming. I just like said that out loud. Sorry, my dogs are just like, I don't know, they're like playing and running all around, and I hope they're not being too loud because I'm trying to film. So I get this feeling, really, really strong, like she's coming feeling, and I just say it out loud. I say, I think she's coming. And my midwife is in like my dining room. I think just like my sister said she was like doing yoga or something, because again, like I mentioned in my past video, they don't know how long you're going to be in labor. So you know, my midwife and her assistant are just kind of like relaxing, waiting, you know, checking in periodically and seeing how things are going, and checking, you know, doing you know, the heart rate checks. but they're not in my face because that wouldn't help with labor. And so she's doing yoga in my dining room, and she like hears me say it, and she like comes running into the room, and Nate is like, turn around, because again my back is to him and my doula, and he's like, turn around so I can catch her. So we also don't want her falling in the toilet. And so I turn around and Nate's face is like, because you can see just like the top of her head, which he was like, oh my gosh, like she's coming for real. Like I didn't expect that. I felt it, but like I didn't know that if I turned around he could see her head. Like that was very shocking. And like he can only see like, I don't know, just like the tiniest bit of it. And I have like the photos of it, and it's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna include that, but it's like crazy just to see like the little tip of her head coming out, because it's like a little cone shape. It's not actually like that much, but her like head is like, you know, kind of like a weird alien shape when babies come out. And so he's like, oh my gosh. And my midwife, you know, she teaches him like how to like put his hands and like what to do, and he had to like put some like pressure like under me to like, I guess, prevent tearing. And so I don't know if she did that or he did that. Again, all kinds of foggy because I'm going through this like crazy experience. And so yeah, I just, you know, remember being like super excited, and my midwife was like, one more contraction and she's out. And I like smiled so big because I was like really, really pumped. I'll include that picture, but you know, all covered up. And like, I mean, who smiles during labor and birth? Like I was like pumped. I was so excited when she said that, and she was totally right, because one contraction later, the baby just came out. So it was like 2 total contractions, whereas she noted 2 pushes for the baby to come out. And yeah, the first time I had turned around was her head, and then like the tip of her head, and then the next contraction, it was her full head. And then the final contraction was her entire body. Just kind of like, I don't know, fell out, slid out, just like really easily. It was just like, whoop. And they pulled her out, put her right against my chest. And so we were like skin to skin. And I just like was immediately crying. I was so overwhelmed with like how crazy and amazing, and you know, how happy I was to have her finally after all that work. And I like looked up, and my mom had come out of the room watching my dog, and my sister was there, and they were just like both like bawling also. Like, I don't know about bawling, but they were crying, and I looked up, and like that made me like cry even more. And it's just like, I don't know, it was so vivid, and like, you love to talk when mommy talks. And it's just like, I don't know, such like an ingrained memory I have now. It's just like looking up and seeing my mom and sister crying in the doorway. As my sister took photos, but like still crying. And then me just like crying with like Wesley to my chest. And so Nate caught her, which was amazing. So that final contraction, when she just kind of fell out, he caught her, grabbed her body, and then my midwife instructed him to put her to my chest. And like while they're, you know, doing this, or like while she's like on my chest, oh no, don't do that. The midwife and her assistant are just kind of like wiping her down. We have like tons of towels, like I mentioned in my first video. So they are wiping her of all the blood and the vernix, or not really the vernix, but just like all, you know, the fluids that are on a baby when they come out. And so we didn't want to do a bath right after, so we kept her, oh, hello! We kept her vernix on her. Oh my goodness. And let it just kind of like rub in over the next couple of days. Just a side note. But yeah, so they kind of wipe her off and just leave her a nice little like white fuzzy coating. And so my birth was recorded at 7:55 a.m. and then exactly 3 minutes later, you know, they're like wiping her off, and I'm like, you know, kind of holding her as they like kind of clean her off. And I said, that wasn't so bad. And like everyone laughed. And it's kind of funny that I said it in the moment. I think I was just like super pumped that, you know, it was over, and like it wasn't as like scary or horrifying as, you know, other people say it can be. And so I mean, I think I said that out of pure relief that it was over, but also just like it didn't necessarily meet my expectations for how like horrible or difficult or terrible it would be. It was like very empowering and cool and like painful, but nothing, like I say in my other video, the past one, like it wasn't anything like too horrible that couldn't be dealt with. It was very manageable pain. Bad pain, but manageable pain. And so it's just like very funny that I said that wasn't so bad exactly 3 minutes after I gave birth. Oh, my chatty girl. And so from there, Nate cut the umbilical cord and my midwife helped him with that and just like showed him how to do it and assisted with that. And like I said, they like rubbed off all the blood and stuff off of her and gave her to me, and we took some photos. And then after Nate cut the umbilical cord, which he thought was super cool, you gotta birth the placenta. Like, the placenta is a big organ. It's like this. And you essentially have to give birth to that too. And so this was something I was a little more nervous about because, like, it's just like something that people don't talk about. It's like kind of like a weird concept to give birth to an organ. And then people do tell you like there's like some scary things that could happen. Like if it like doesn't come out in one piece, that's like very dangerous. Or you can hemorrhage. That's mostly like if like your doctor like tugs on it and like yanks it out, which like my midwife obviously knew not to do. Like just like wait for it to kind of like come out naturally. And so I was a little bit nervous about that, but exactly 15 minutes later after I gave birth, you know, my midwife was like, let's see where we're at with the placenta. I wonder if it's like ready to come out. And like, it literally was just like falling out. She said that, like, she didn't even really have to pull, it just like fell out. And then what was kind of fun and a little bit in a weird way, I guess, is she showed Nate and I like all around the placenta and was like, this is where she was. Oh, my little teething baby, my teething baby. You are so cute. And so she like showed us around the placenta. Essentially, it was like, this is where the baby was, and she like pulled this like flap open, and it was like, this is where she was living, and this is like where her head was and her back, and this is like the way she was faced, and it was really cool. And most people don't even get to see their placenta, so I think that was like a really cool part of having a home birth. Very unique experience. And like, who doesn't want to see their own organ that they created? Like, come on, I don't want to just like, oh, the placenta, let's just dispose of it, and you never got to even look at it. Like, that was like giving my baby nutrients and life, essentially. And so it was very cool to be able to look at it. Okay, Chatty. Okay, Chatty. Chatty, my chatty girl, just like her chatty mom, who's gonna, oh my goodness. I'm just gonna quickly pull up on my phone how long the labor was. I can't remember exactly what it was recorded as. 3 hours and 21 minutes. So my active labor was recorded as 3 hours, 21 minutes, and 4 minutes of pushing, which is wild. I know people are like, oh my gosh, your first birth, it was like that easy and quick. And I don't know, I think a lot of it was I did most of early labor and I was like unaware that I was in labor and just kind of was like laying down and sleeping and not paying attention to it and just getting, like, you know, it wasn't like I'm in labor for like, I think it was from like 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. I didn't even acknowledge that I was in labor. And that was early labor, but that definitely made my process a lot faster because I was so calm through it and didn't really like notice it as actual labor. And then at 4 a.m. I was just so calm the whole time. And I don't know if that like just makes it go faster. I think, you know, like if your mind is in a good place, that helps a lot and just like helps things progress naturally. And like she was in this optimal position for birth because I did do like the miles circuit and did a lot of like exercise ball workouts and things like that, all preparing for my pregnancy. So I did a lot of work ahead of time to prepare, make sure she was in a good position. So like she didn't get stuck or like have her shoulder stuck or be in like a bad position. It was really, really easy just for her to travel down the birth canal. And yeah, so from there, after we had the placenta come out, what's amazing is the midwife team just like sends you to your room and is like, okay, you get golden hour, which was incredible. So basically the baby just like lies on your chest and you try to breastfeed, like they'll help you breastfeed first. And so we did that like right away and got her to breastfeed a little bit. And then just for a full hour, it is just you and Nate was in the bed with me and Wesley, and the three of us just like laid there and just cuddled and rested. And they put like one of those, dog like pee pads under me. I don't know what the medical term for that is, but like one of those pads they put under me because I'm still bleeding. And you just get to like lay there and relax and just like soak in this like first hour of life of your baby with you. They don't take her away and do tests on her and inject her with, anything or give her shots or ointment or anything like that. Like it's just you and the baby, which is like such a huge priority to us. Like her weight isn't gonna change in an hour. So to like have her be taken away and to be weighed and measured, it's like we can do that after just like soaking up her first hour of life with her. So that was definitely one of my favorite parts about having a home birth. And so we really enjoyed that. And since I had gestational diabetes, I hadn't had any like sugar or carbs for the past 2 months. And so my sister got me a breakfast sandwich and an acai bowl and a matcha latte. And that was very amazing to have and gave me some nutrients right after giving birth and gave me some energy. And so we cuddled up. How am I gonna help you? We cuddled up for oh, you're smiling. We cuddled up for an hour, and then after that hour the midwife team came back into our room, and then they did all of the the heart rate testing, listened to her heart with the stethoscope, measured her head circumference, did her length, did her weight. Well, Nate got to do her weight, which is really cool. He got to weigh her. They had like this really cool scale, and he did that all by himself, which was awesome. And they did the newborn screening that you have to do for New York State. Maybe they did that the next day, but I can't remember. But yeah, just like did all like the tests that you have to do to make sure the baby's okay. They did the APGAR score. I think she got an 8 out of 10, which was good. And yeah, that was it. Then it's like they did those tests. They cleaned up the house, which was so amazing. That's like a little known fact about midwives is like they'll help you out around the house and clean up all the blood. They like took all the bloody towels and bloody, bath mats and everything that had blood on it. And in my like birth kit, I had to get I don't know what that's called. It's like that alcohol stuff. I'll think of it. And they used that to like get the blood out and put it in the wash. Like literally like went to my basement to my washer and dryer, did all the laundry, washed my birthing outfit, all kinds of stuff that they washed for me. And that was just so helpful, and like, throughout all the disposable things. And so like when we got out of the bed, like everything was just clean and back to how it was before we had the baby. I needed to clean the bathroom floor. And then I did, at that point, after the newborn testing, okay, I think I'm gonna have to feed her if you want to hear anything. And then so after all of her testing, not really testing, just like measuring and weighing and stuff, my midwife checked on me to see how my tearing was. She checked before that, but it was okay. There's just a little bit of tearing, but they let you relax for like a little bit first. And so she gave me some like glue and like a couple sutures. I had a 1st degree tear, so not bad at all, which was great. Again, another huge thing I was worried about. And my light just died, and I don't want to refilm it. So can we handle the different light change for the last 2 minutes? I think we can. So yeah, so I got sutures, and those healed up nicely in a couple weeks, which was great. From there, my midwife came and checked on me. They like left, my midwife left, my doula left, and Nate and I just like laid down and slept kind of like the whole day. It was just like Wesley like resting on my chest the rest of the day. And then my midwife came the next day, and then I think 2 days after that, and then 2 days after that, and basically for the entire first month came like every couple of days, or like towards the end, like once a week, to check on me, check on my sutures, check on Wesley, make sure she was gaining weight, and you know, see how breastfeeding was going and all of that. And it was just like, you know, when you're done giving birth, it wasn't even just like, okay, see you never. It's like they come and check on you. And even like my midwife assistant, she came in and checked on me too. My doula came twice and checked on me. And so just like, you know, really amazing to have these people who, you know, aren't just a part of the day of the birth, they're a part of your postpartum period too, and making sure that everything is going okay. And so I just had such a beautiful birth experience. Like there's just no other way to describe it. I'm just very, very blessed and like thankful that the birth was not exactly how I pictured or wanted, but it was better. It was amazing. And yeah, all that to say, I gave birth on the toilet. I don't know if you know anyone who has ever given birth on the toilet. Leave me a comment if you are a fellow toilet birther, or you know someone else who has, or if you haven't, you can let me know too. I don't know anyone else who's ever done that, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it was just really great, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. If you leave a comment or message me on Instagram, my link is below. And just, you know, if you have any questions about home birth or the whole process, I would love to talk about it. I love talking about home birth. I loved having a home birth, and you know, God was just such a comfort to me, and my husband, Nate, my doula, my midwife team, my sister, my mom, were such a huge help and comfort to me that day. And you know, it was just amazing to see all the prayers from my family and all the prayers Nate and I had, you know, been praying for months and months and months just come into fruition that day, and just have a beautiful birth and a beautiful, safe birth and a healthy baby who was birthed in this like loving, peaceful environment. And that is just exactly what I wanted. There was no stress, there was no anxiety. It was just like peaceful and calm and natural, and just everything I wanted in a birth. So yeah, that is my birth story, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll be doing lots of more content soon, all different kinds of things. She's teething right now, so she's a little upset. And yeah, so I'll just be doing some more about my motherhood journey, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe and set notifications, because I can't do a video every Friday. I have tried my very best. So set bell notifications so that you don't miss it, because I just post when I can. And I will see you guys next time. Bye! Bye! Oh, I bonked you. Bye! Thanks for watching!